All right, so we just finished our 3D model, and now we're going to bring that model into Slicer for Fusion 360. You will need to download this on your personal computer. This is what it looks like. And a few things to orient you. So you can sign in and save these things to the cloud. I don't think that we need to sign in to do what we're doing, but it's up to you, and I think you will need to if you're going to be using Fusion 360. So the first thing we'll do is come over here to import and get that STL. Here it is. This looks good. And to orient you on the right, this is the same kind of thing that we have in Tinkercad and in other Autodesk softwares. We've got the home position that's going to bring us back to the original orientation. If we click on this, we can just use our mouse to change the orthographic perspective. This will pan, zooming in, zooming out. So those are kind of handy. On the left, we have some really important things we need to cover now. So this is my model. So these are our manufacturing settings, and we need to put in the correct width and height of our material, but even more importantly, we need to put in the correct thickness of our material. So let's come over here and add a new material. So this new material is going to be called cardboard. And the cardboard I ordered for this class specifically is 26 inches by 38 inches, which will be important later on. And the next thing it wants to know after we put this in is the thickness. So I really suggest you getting the cardboard that you're going to use, like even maybe the exact piece of cardboard that you're going to use, and you're going to use the digital calipers and measure the thickness. It looks like we're in inches, and you can change those units at the top. So we just turn these on, and I'm like 0.16, around 0.16. If you don't get this right, then it's not going to be a fun time for you because the slices aren't going to fit together. They'll either be too loose or too tight, and it's going to be challenging to actually make it come together. So I'm going to put in 0.16. And done. Cool. All right. So like I said, on the longest axes, this needs to measure a minimum of 24 inches. So the longest axis here is this 8. So all I do is just click 24, type in 24. And now this is the size that's required for the ultimate week. So we're not going to be making this large this week. That's for next week, but just know that's how you would do it. So this week we can do like 7 inches. And then we're going to choose a construction technique. So we're going to be doing interlocked slices. And here's that. Okay. So now on the left, we have some more stuff. On the right, we have all of our parts. And it's saying that we would need 16 or 18 sheets, and we have 20 parts. And then if you did have model issues, which at some point you probably will, those would pop up here, and you could see why they're an issue. And then on the left, we've got method by count. So we can change the number of slices on each axis by playing around with these things. But we're going to try and just stick with a maximum of 12 total slices. So that would mean I could take this down to 6, and I can take this one down to 6. Now you can do more. You can't really do less. We need to do about 12. But you can do more if you want to. I would really just stick with 6 on each axis, but it's up to you. And if you have questions or there's something you want to make and you don't need that many slices, let me know and we can maybe talk about it. All right, so this is what this looks like now. And I want my model to not be, I guess, so like vertical. This is very just up and down. I kind of want it to be more dynamic and going at an angle. So I'm going to go to slice direction, and I'm going to see if I can move some of this around. So it looks like you have to get out of this mode to actually do this step. So this is how we can begin to change the angles of things. I want to change it on this side too. Maybe something like that. You can see this red popping up, and that is telling us that there are slices with errors, and you can click on them individually and see what's going on. And this is telling us the parts are too large for material, and that would be a problem, right? Sometimes this software isn't quite right and your parts are not actually too large for the material. This software doesn't do nesting very well, so it could fit. You would just have to reorient it in Illustrator, which we're already going to be doing a lot of. So this is kind of what I want. I think it looks really cool on the bottom and on the top. So I'm gonna go with this. Let's say you 3D model something and it's not working in here. You're probably gonna need to remodel something. So not every object is good for this technique. So just you may have to do some back and forth between the two softwares to get the slices you want, the object you want, those kinds of things. There's also this right here, modify form. So like, let's say I'm looking at, this slice right here on the end, and I'm thinking that's gonna be potentially something that's gonna like fall off, or, it's like kind of small and I don't need it, then I could just click and delete it. So it'll let you, or I can move it and I can move it in to make it bigger. I don't want that because I really like this geometric kind of grid going on right here. So then the next thing that we can see is the assembly steps. So this part, you want to make sure you're saving this. So maybe you do need to sign into Fusion 360 because like I don't need the instructions to assemble it, but I think you may get frustrated without these. I mean, it's okay to get frustrated, so maybe don't have them, but this is like a puzzle. Once you cut it, you're gonna need to figure out how it goes together. And if you don't have this, it's maybe gonna be harder, which could be fun or not fun for you. So save this. Now we're gonna go to Get Plans. Here it is. Okay, so file type, EPS. That's fine. We're gonna export to my computer. And I'm gonna call it Madison Side Table Mini. And save it to downloads. Press save.